I need Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! What is she doing? I never know what she's doing. Back.
I was thinking about that before we started this stream.
The meatloaf?
Yeah.
I didn't know you
I
were
was
gonna
like,
have
"Mom,
the clip.
the meatloaf.
I didn't know you were gonna have the clip, and when the countdown was over, I was gonna do it. I was gonna yell it, but then the clip started playing. I was like, "Oh, he has it."
Yeah, you know I would.
Well, don't
Nah,
worry. When
man.
this is over, we can play tummy sticks.
Oh man, no man. I honestly just watched it today. I watched it before, but today I wanted to get like a recap of it,
Yeah, me.
and I don't know if it holds up, but it's just that it like makes me think about it a lot. Being older and dating around, I was like, doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good on you, you know.
Were you surprised who was in it? Because when I rewatched it, and I probably hadn't watched it since, what year did that come out? 2005?
Something like that, yeah.
I hadn't watched it. I don't think I've watched it since then. But I was like, oh, wow. Rachel McAdams. I was like, okay, I'm all in on this now. Once I saw it was Rachel McAdams.
Is that a Doctor Strange reference, you fucking guy?
And then I was like, Bradley Cooper's in this. I didn't remember him being in this.
Dude,
Yeah,
Bradley
that's
Cooper
one that
is sick
surprised
in
me
this.
like crazy. When I saw Bradley Cooper, I was like, oh, I didn't know he's.
Fact.
I thought he was gonna be funny, but then he turned out to be the
dick.
like
Yeah.
dick. I was like, oh, I don't remember this guy.
You know what the fuck you're talking about. I love that part where he's talking at the end to the dad, and he's like, "Senator, can you talk to your daughter, please?" And he's like, "Sorry, I just want her to be happy." You know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's crazy. And you know who played a dad? Like, we'll go over the cast and everything, but I'm gonna put this up again. Like, Wedding Crashers or spoilers are ahead. I have to put this, man, because if you haven't seen it, you know, go watch it and let us know what you think. But yeah, there's spoilers ahead. But
God, he was such a dick though when he was like, you know, when he was sick because they spiked his drink.
yeah.
And then he was like, be a doll and get me a 7-Up, or I may be vulnerable again.
That's funny. But let's start off with the cast. Let's see. So we got this guy will always have like he will always be the Zoolander movie for me. Like I'll never get over him being Zoolander. Owen Wilson.
His nose always throws me off. It's like,
I think he said when he was a kid he got punched in the nose and he never fixed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like that.
His voice is iconic.
Yeah.
But now when I hear his voice, I just think of Lightning McQueen.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You haven't seen Cars?
Cars. Oh yeah, that is him. Right? Oh yeah. Oh, really quick. You know, in Cars, like all the mountains you see in the background are old cars.
Yeah, dude. Well, I go to Disneyland a decent amount, and they have the mountains set up over there.
They're like old
with
cars.
All the tailgates or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, but Owen Wilson played great. Like his hair was like too perfect. Like the whole movie, I was like, man, I wish I could get my hair like this guy's. But how long have they been doing it? Wedding Crashers, like for 10 years or 12 years. Like they started learning.
doing it a long time.
And like towards the end, they're like, yeah, man, like I'm getting, you know, we're getting old. I was like, that was kind of weird. Yeah, but I thought he played it great. And then like he was like, what's another scene that he had in it?
A good scene?
A good scene, yeah.
I like when he's with the girl, and he's like, I feel like I don't even know you, and she's like, and then he's like, do you know what I mean, Sarah, or something? And she's like, my name's Vivian, and he's like, he's like, oh shit, and then she's like, are you 50% full of shit or like a total dick? And he's like, well, I'd like to think 50, but who knows?
I missed that. Oh crap, that's funny.
Maybe it was I watched it's like their version of the unrated version, so maybe that's why I had that scene and you didn't, because that's like the scene when it's showing all the naked chicks and chicks.
Yeah, it's right in the beginning when they're when they're doing that montage because it's shout.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
Shout.
Yeah, I love that song. So like that whole time, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, and the opening scene's pretty fucking good, man. Like when they're talking, when they're dealing with the divorce couple.
Oh
and,
yeah.
They're talking about like everything, and he's telling Vince Vaughn is telling the wife, like, hey, like, you wouldn't want some nice young Latin grinding up on you, giving you the time of your life, and you don't want to be with what's her face, like, not having to worry about anyone finding out. That whole scene's pretty funny with him.
Yeah, I
love
almost
that,
forgot
that
about
guy
that. Too.
just tells him, he's like, stop talking now.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be like defense lawyers, or divorce lawyers, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if Owen Wilson has as many iconic scenes as like Vince Vaughn for me in this movie, or Will Ferrell. Owen Wilson has a couple good ones, but
Yeah,
They
nothing
don't come
matches
to
like the
mind.
midnight rape.
Jesus.
You know what's funny? It's like when that lady, like the girl's mom, shows her tits, and he goes
yeah.
like,
He doesn't know what to do.
yeah,
I like
He's
that.
all weird about it.
Call me kitty cat.
Yeah, she's all into it.
And then he touches him, and then she's like, you
Oh,
pervert.
and he actually starts getting. He's like, "Wow, they actually feel really good." Like, and then she's all, she switches on him. That's pretty funny, dude.
I know, she was hilarious, too, because he's like, how long have you guys been married? And she's like, 30 years. And then she's like, oh, we've only been faithful for 2.
2 years. Yeah, that's so creepy, man.
The good scenes with him too are when they're playing football, and he's like, "Why can't you cover this guy?" He's like, "Cause he's like a fucking racehorse. He's on steroids or something." And then he's like, Vince Vaughn keeps getting tackled, and he's like, "Every time I look at you, you're on your ass. Like, can't you stay on your feet?"
Yeah, that's probably the one part I may have laughed out loud still, is when Vince Vaughn just gets drilled and falls on the ground like the second time he gets popped.
Dude, the whole
I can't
time,
breathe.
Vince Vaughn is going through all this shit for him. Vince Vaughn is a loyal friend in this movie. He's going through all kinds of shit for this guy.
No, I love when Owen Wilson comes down the stairs after talking to that mom, and then talking to Vince Vaughn. He goes and sees the girl. It's like, I was about to leave. Like, I wasn't sure if you were still coming down. He was like, I got held up. It's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. I felt like he was like main character because everyone was following him, but IMDb was saying Vince Vaughn was the main character for some reason.
I think the story is based off of him, but Vince Vaughn is definitely, like, I feel like he makes this movie. I don't think it would be the same without him.
Yeah.
No, I
Owen
think he's
Wilson
probably
is more
the funnier part.
The romantic part, because I guess this is kind of like a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it
Kinda,
is.
but-
It definitely is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's more of the romantic story, and then everything.
It's a
else.
twisted way, right? Because
Oh,
he's
I like when he's talking to Chaz, and he's like, at first he's unsure of him. He's like, this guy's kind of weird, and then he sees that he has the girl. He's like, look at you, you still got it, man. He's like, I will have some of that meatloaf. He's like, yeah. I like that.
I wasn't sure what I was coming to. Like, you were watching cartoons and your grandma
Yeah,
answered the door.
I love
Yeah.
Chaz, though, because he was like, you almost got nunchucked.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because this is right here.
What the fuck do you want? God damn it, why didn't you say so? Damn you. I almost nunchucked you. You don't even realize.
Some of the when he's like all depressed, some of those scenes are funny. He's like when Vince Vaughn goes to check on him, he's like, I thought you were doing okay. He's like, I'm not doing okay. I'm reading not kill yourself books for
All the weddings he crashes, he like makes out with like the bride in one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love, but then they start making up, and then Vince Vaughn's like, I'm getting married, and he's like, get out.
Yeah, get out. Get out.
Are you sure you've been okay? This does not look like a guy who's been okay. It's like what happened? Like a mosh pit in here. Listen, I'm getting married.
Get out.
I was looking at that clip and I was like, why did I name it Getting Married? As soon as you said that, it clicked.
And the scene when they go to the wedding and he talks about the Aunt Liz and she ends up being dead, and he's like, and they start finding out the rules. He looks at him and he's like, how many times are you gonna keep fucking doing this, huh? How many times are you gonna never commit? He's like, rule number whatever, never commit to a relative unless you're sure they have a pulse. And he looks back at him and he's like, rule number whatever, give me an up-to-date family tree. He's like, that's on you. You made me look like an idiot. And he's like, he says like, no excuses, play like a champ. That part's pretty funny.
I love that though, because they're like, no girls with hats. That's like one of the rules.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's like, that girl with that girl with the hat I fucked the shit out of me.
Oh yeah. He says it
And
out loud.
Yeah, they turn around and look at him, and then later he's like, I'm a cocksmith.
Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Oh man, since we're talking about Vince Vaughn, we got Vince Vaughn right here.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn killed it for me. I love Vince Vaughn in this movie. He has so many great scenes, man.
It's the
So many-
sarcasm and everything for me that does it for him.
He has a lot of comments that I'll say randomly, like when I'm out, like I'll quote it randomly during the day, like when I'm arguing with somebody. I don't really do it much on streams because I feel like people won't get it. But if I'm like arguing at work or something, I'll go erroneous on both accounts. And sometimes people will get it and sometimes people won't. But this scene was hilarious when he's like, I don't really want to go on a blind date and get put on what does he say? Fuck, I forgot it. But he's like the whole time you're sitting there, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable. I'm trying to think, like, am I really into you? Is she really into me? But am I really into her? Do I want to be into her? But now she's into me and I'm not really into her. Now I'm kind of getting into her. Like, his whole scenario thing is like fucking hilarious.
He's like, nice talk.
Oh, and then when she's like, she's like, what do you need a sleeping bag for? He's like, oh, because every year it's it's John's birthday and I spend the night at his house every year for his birthday. And she's like, well, that's kind of weird or creepy. She says that's kind of creepy. He's like, yeah, I guess it is kind of creepy when a 10-year-old's parents die right like a month before their birthday, and his only best friend promises that he'll never spend another birthday alone. I guess you could call that creepy.
Then she just shakes her head. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, Brenton, you were talking about it earlier. The rape scene. I think that's my favorite part because that's when you see Vince Vaughn's, like, his face, his expressions.
Yeah.
He gets so pissed and so scared. Like, you could see him like trying to break free.
Yeah, because the dad's walking in. He's like, no, don't hide under there. Go in the closet. In the closet.
Please get in the fucking closet. Like, he keeps trying to kiss him at the end of the thing, and he's like, please just let me get some sleep.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, what does he say? Because he makes a comment, and he's like, yeah, I was getting jerked off at the dinner table.
Remember when that guy, the brother, says like, "Oh, that painting was a gift for you."
Oh yeah, he's like, I want my painting back, and he's like, I'm not giving you that painting back. It was a gift.
Oh yeah, that's how he said it. Yeah.
I love when he gets shot in the ass, though. God,
Oh,
baby.
baby. I mean, he's like, you got me out in the trenches taking grenades.
Yeah, man. This, like you guys said, like he has a ton of scenes, man. A lot of the movies is about him getting tackled, getting shot, getting screwed over.
Yeah.
What's he call her in the beginning? Because he's like, oh, what is it? A stage 5 clinger. We need lead right now.
He's like,
we got a stage 5
clinger, and he's like, we gotta go do something. And he's like, I don't think you heard me. I got a stage 5 virgin clinger. I gotta get out of here. And then the breakfast scene is pretty funny. He's like, I don't think you understand. Last night I had my gym sock, my sock shoved in my mouth. He's like, my sock that I play football in, sweaty in all day.
Man, it's so funny because that night, like it's so funny because the girl rapes him, but then he's still tied up after, and then like the brother comes in and he's being creepy, and then the dad comes in, and the dad sees him tied up.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's another night, at the house of whatever.
Yeah.
And I like it because he's like, yeah, I just had a bad dream. And then dad sits down on the bed and he's like, yeah, I've dealt with some bad dreams. And then he's like, yeah, Todd sometimes screams out at night.
Yeah. But then he touches the rope to make sure, like, he's like, I don't know what this is about, but it's whatever.
Like how afterwards they all finally leave and he like turns over. He's like, I'm fucking tired of this. He's trying to take the ropes off.
I love when he's yelled at him in the beginning, too, because he's yelling at John, and he's just like, Dad hates me. He saw me on the dance floor. I was dancing too good.
Oh, yeah.
Now he hates me.
But yeah, he's like, I what an idiot. I screwed myself for you.
He said I should have toned it down a little bit. God,
Yeah.
I'm such an idiot.
And the guy, and he's like, what are you talking about? You don't dance that good. And he's like, now I know you're lying. You'll
Make
say
me a
whatever.
blue
He's like, you'll say
bicycle.
anything.
Idiot.
Man, I feel like I should have got more clips. I only got a couple clips.
I know that little kid yelling at him. It's funny.
Oh yeah, that was so creepy, right? Make me a bike.
Yeah, I know. He's just
He's
like,
like, why are
"Make
you
me a
yelling at me? Why are you yelling? He's like, listen, I'm going to make you a bike, but I don't want to.
Then he makes him this big ass bike made out of
Oh,
bull.
yeah.
That kid was saying, like, make me a bike, clown.
I should have got that. That was perfect. Yeah.
I really love the breakfast scene when he convinces him to stay, and he's like, as he's giving all this food, he's like telling him, look, I'm going to stay. He's like, but I'm not going to eat with you. I'm going to eat by myself because I don't want to talk. I like to refuel and gather my thoughts.
But then he puts the maple syrup over everything.
Yeah.
I talked
Yeah,
about.
everything.
The maple syrup.
That
I
reminds me
happen
when
to
he
know
sits
everything
down.
there
and
is about maple syrup.
He sits down and has a drink with the priest too, and he starts talking to him.
Oh, that's a great scene.
And then he comes in and he like kisses him on the lips when he goes to leave.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta go full like frontal or something.
Yeah.
And then
Bring it
later
in,
he's
bring
like,
it in.
"You told?"
Yeah.
I told you that in confidence. He's like, that was a confession.
That was great, man. Then we got this girl. I remember this girl from Hot Rod. Have you guys seen Hot Rod?
No.
No.
You know
What?
I
Wow.
get her confused with Amy Adams from Man of
Yeah.
Steel.
Yeah. It's
I
like
do
her
too.
sister or something. Yeah.
Really?
No.
She's-
She reminds me like of Amy Adams. I thought they were sisters or something.
She's
I
in
always get 'em mixed up.
the Now You See Me movies. I think that's what I know her from most.
So-
and then she's in another movie that my mom loves called Confessions of a Shopaholic. So like
There-
my mom watches that shit all the time, dude.
There's a scene that always gets everybody.
I think you're amazing.
Oh my God, don't ever leave me.
Ever.
Good. Because I'd find you.
Yeah.
I love it because he's trying to get out of there too, and she smacks him right in the knee too, and then she was fixing up.
It's like, ah! He starts freaking out. And she squeezes the fucking peroxide on his neck, and he's like, ah!
She's like,
It's not what it meant.
Yeah. That's hilarious, dude. And then at the end, he's like, when he's giving her the whole speech, like, let's face facts, you're kind of crazy, and I'm kind of into it. Then.
I love too when they're trying to get convinced to go to the island with their dad, and she's there holding her breath and stomping.
Yeah.
it just pans out to them while she's trying to ask him. That's funny.
It was a turn when she's like, when he tells her, like, you were a virgin. And she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, I wasn't, silly. Like, I only said that because I know guys like it. And then he, like, his face completely changed. He's like, wow, she got me.
I think that's when he like turns and he's like, "She's crazy," and I like it.
Yeah, I think I like it.
You know, that was like the turning point when he realizes that.
Oh man, they should. I don't know if they're gonna have a part 2, but that would have been a great movie. Like, see where they're at, probably like 10 kids or something. But she had others.
Sorry,
No,
I'm
go ahead.
already
Go ahead.
jumping ahead to Rachel McAdams.
Oh, we got her. Yeah. She played it great. There you go.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that scene where she's with Bradley Cooper and she's like, put your hands out, you know, like you're gonna slap hands. And he just looks at her. He's like, "Are you not getting enough attention?"
That's something you would say, bro. That's why you laughed at that. That's you all the way.
I found this girl to be creepy, man. She's just like with like Bradley Cooper for like what 5-7 years, and this guy.
It's
I thought she knew her 3.5 years, but then like she meets this guy one day over the span of one day, and she drops this guy of 3 years. I mean, he's a dick and everything, but come on.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. She's looking
for an excuse
she
not
is
to
bored.
marry him.
She's not getting anything from him anymore, like no love or anything. So this guy comes in and she feels a connection to him immediately.
She got swept off her feet.
Yeah. But dude, she's so hot, man. I don't think she's talked about enough in like the top. When people bring up like hottest actresses, she's never mentioned really, and she's pretty fucking hot, dude.
Yeah,
She's
really
in
goes
all
under
those
the radar.
romance movies. What is she in? The Notebook,
Mean
the
Girls.
Mean
Oh,
Girls,
yeah, Mean Girls. Doctor Strange,
Doctor Strange. Yeah.
which is why Brenton likes her. She doesn't have any funny scenes though. Like no noteworthy. I don't think that come to mind. Oh, when she's laughing at the wedding, I guess at the.
Oh, that was creepy. I was like, that's kind of dark. Yeah.
No, I can see
laughing at
myself
them.
doing that because I'm like an inappropriate laugher. Like I laugh at inappropriate times.
I could see that.
So I struck that because she knew it was such BS with their whole like, I want to be your captain.
Yeah.
She was just losing it.
You know what's the funny thing about this movie too is like I love weddings. Like I used to go to a ton of weddings, and there's not one bad wedding I've been to. Like I've flown from from California to like Nebraska, Virginia, back to Virginia just to go to weddings. I was like, hell yeah, I'll be there. Number one. You know?
Oh,
But
speaking of weddings, we went to a wedding a couple weekends ago, and they had recorded a video of the wedding, and when they did all the dances, like the first dance and the father-daughter and all that, our table that we were seated at was right next to the stage, and I was right there, center, like for where they were recording. So Adriana sent me the video because they had posted it on Instagram, a reel, and she's like, tell me when you notice you. And then it's like panning around and they're dancing and everything. And then you just see me like sitting there like this, like with a fucked up face on my. I'm like, dude, do I look mad like that all the fucking time? I was like, I was having a good time that night, but I look like a piece of shit. I just ruined their like wedding video. You just see my face all pissed. I was like, dang, I didn't realize I look like that, man.
you have an
Eddie
RBF.
has an RBF.
Yeah, I really do, man. I really
Perfect.
do.
Nah, like in the weddings, like have you ever been a best man or whatever?
Nah.
No.
Nah, it's a lot of planning and it's a lot of crap you gotta deal with like the day before, the week before, the day of. But man, like I always call it the second best man in one of the weddings because my friend was like the best man. He was ahead of me, but that wedding, the bride's dad was so drunk. Me and him got so drunk that he started introducing me to people. He was like, "This is my son-in-law. This is who should be my son-in-law."
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
because like, I was
hate
having a
to see
great
it.
time, Like I love weddings, so I knock it up another notch.
Wow.
But yeah, that guy was hilarious, and like I gotta show you some pictures. Like it's me. It's I love weddings. Like if you guys like. When you get married, Eddie, you better invite me, you bastard.
I'll invite everybody except
I'll be
Alton.
there. You have to pay for
invited.
nothing. I'll be there. Crash it for you. All right, man. So we got her, and then we got. I love to bring this old lady up or this
This part, that was another memorable scene with Vince Vaughn
at the table.
when he's
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at her with the shotgun. He's like, "You don't just shoot." What does he say? He's like, "You don't just shoot people, lady, or you don't just put a gun in someone's face."
I think about it more just the dinner table where she keeps those inappropriate comments and like they're like, you can't say that anymore, Graham.
Yeah. I can't even say it. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
No, I put these two together. Christopher Walken was in the movie too. I completely forgot that he was in it when I rewatched it today.
I feel like he was toned down walking in this.
Oh
Yeah, a little bit.
You could tell he was gonna do his Jersey accent or whatever, but he never got it out.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He has a lot of. They're like, is that like dry humor or whatever? That his like he has a lot of scenes. They're funny, but they're not like standout funny. It's just like that scene when he's talking to him on the bed or something. It's just like, it's funny in an awkward way. Like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think that's perfect for him because that's kind of what he excels at, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Because, it reminded me a lot of Pulp Fiction when he's talking to
the kid,
Bruce Willis when he was a little kid
Yeah.
and telling him where he hid to watch.
Yeah.
That was like another awkward thing that was humorous.
Nah, I thought he played it great. Like, he had that serious role, but towards the end, he was like, he told, what's the actor's name? The husband? You guys just said his name earlier.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, yeah. He was like, I like what you do. I like what you, whatever, but like, my daughter comes first, right?
Yeah.
I just laugh for her. Like basically saying like, you're not really funny, but I'll stand there and laugh
seal
with you.
impressions.
Yeah. When he's like, I listen to the scallop and the otter stories or whatever.
Yeah, scallop and otter. Yeah.
That's funny though when they start seeing that and he's like, give me the drops.
Yeah. That is funny, dude.
I got who else do I got? There we go, Bradley Cooper. Man, his eyes are so blue in this movie. I was like, dang, his eyes are blue.
I feel like
I think around the same time he did. There's another like romantic comedy that I really enjoy with Matthew McConaughey.
Fool's Gold.
No, it was Failure to Launch.
Oh yeah, Failure to Launch.
I really like that movie.
He plays the friend.
Yeah.
The friend that doesn't settle down or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good movie. He's pretty crazy in this scene right here.
Yeah.
When he's like, he's still sick, and he's like, she's like, are you sure you're feeling up to it? And he's like, yeah, and he's got the shotgun, he's fucking pumping it.
He keeps doing it like four times.
Yeah.
But then like Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are walking in the woods, and they're like, what the fuck's a quail?
No, it's funny because Vince Vaughn goes up, Bradley Cooper tells him, hey, let's go. He's like, or he screams at him something. And then Vince Vaughn goes like, yeah, I guess I'm ready to go with this, crazy head or whatever.
Yeah.
He says something really, really like sarcastic, but really he's pissed off that he has to go with him.
Yeah.
You guys remember what he said?
Yeah. I don't remember what he said, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. I guess we all got to go with this crazy guy. Let's go.
Yeah. The scene when he calls his friend to go check up on their background or whatever, to get the private investigator or whatever, is pretty funny. The friend, he's like, hey, do you remember that private eye? And he's like, yeah, what does he say? He says something funny, the friend. He says, Tommy, I forgot. That scene's funny though.
I have to get that.
When he's like the whole time talking to the friend, when he's talking about, you remember in Vegas with those 3 strippers or whatever. He plays a pretty fucked up role in this movie.
Yeah, he beats the crap out of Owen Wilson towards the end of the movie. He just beats the shit out of him.
And Vince Vaughn finally slugs him at the end.
Man, I had that scene too, but I wasn't able to break it down.
Owen Wilson's just like, I had him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you did.
Yeah.
Nah, he played a great dick. That's weird to say, but he's a great actor overall too, man. So he's only gone up after this. Then I had to include the brother.
This guy
This guy
did a great job because he was creepy as shit, man.
No, he was very.
Oh,
emo.
that was a funny scene with the dad when they're at the wedding and he's talking to Owen Wilson while they're smoking cigars, and he's like, I don't know how to relate to my son. He's like, he's supposed to be an artist, but all he does is dribble blood on a canvas and smear it around with a stick. And he's like, well, some people call that art, and he's like, it's shit. So then he's like, well, maybe you're a little too hard on him. You know, you should be a little more supportive. You're a hard dad to impress and live up to. So he's like, hey, I forget his name. He yells out to him, and then he's like, you tell that mean ocean. And his son just flips him off, and he's like, oh.
I just like when he's like, Todd, come and play football. And he's like, really, Dad? And he's just, I'm painting.
No, doesn't he go like, will you love me after? No, that's the
Yeah,
dinner
will that
scene.
make you love me, Dad?
Yeah, will that make you love? Oh man, that's great. The painting is the best too. He's like, look, Vince Vaughn, this is what I painted for you.
Yeah.
That was great. And this lady, the girl with the fake
Yeah.
everyone got quiet.
I know, she's just like, I just had him done.
Yeah.
But the senator doesn't even appreciate him.
Yeah.
I feel like in all these old school comedy movies, there's always that hot mom or hot grandma or something like that. It's like a perfect example, right?
Hot grandma, Steve. Jesus, you're gonna have to let me in on those.
No, like that movie Wolf of Wall Street. Was she a grandma? I think she was a grandma, right?
Who?
Leonardo DiCaprio's wife's mom.
Was she? I don't remember it showing her mom.
Steve's getting this confused with one of the weddings he was at.
Right? Go on.
What hot grandma story do you have? What was she introducing you as?
That's for later. That's right. I'll tell you guys one, but I don't know why I brought her up. It doesn't matter, right?
She's pretty sexy in this movie too. Like her whole she's. Did you guys feel awkward for Owen Wilson? Because I didn't. The whole time I'm thinking like, man up, you fucking. She's hot. Like, what's wrong with you? This is not a problem to have, you know. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Oh, Stifler's mom, I guess.
Oh, okay. I'll let that one slide, King Banana. You're right. You're right.
Nah,
It's like a vibe though. Like it's more a vibe than it is how sexy they are. They are sexy, but like it's more of the like vibe they put off.
you know, you say that it's the vibe. I guess for girls, it's like with guys being they're not shy or anything. There's a word for it.
Confident.
Yeah, the confident. Like them being confident. Yeah.
She has a ton of good scenes. Like Brenton said, the kitty cat, and then when she's at the wedding and she's like, "We've been faithful for 2 of them of the 30 years."
I know, she keeps coming on to him. Like as
At
soon
the
as
end, go ahead.
ahead.
Brendan. Go ahead. At the end, when it's kind of weird because like the whole time she's hitting on him, but then at the end she feels like it kind of feels like she's proud that her daughter ended up with him, or like that he came for her daughter. And I was like, what is wrong with this lady?
What's wrong with the whole family?
Yeah.
Well, that ending though is like the most cliched thing ever. Like him professing his love in the church.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's like when they're playing football, and after the football game, she goes and helps Owen Wilson, and he goes like, "Oh, it's so hot out, huh?" And he goes like, "Yeah, you shouldn't wear any pants." And he's like, "What? Like, what's going on?"
That was a good Vince Vaughn scene too. When he
gets tackled.
Yeah, but then after he's done with the like when she comes in the room and he feels her boob job and everything, after that and Vince Vaughn's is talking to him, he's like, "Oh, did you slap him around?" He's like, "You motorboated him, you motorboated son of a bitch." and then Owen Wilson is like, "No, it's awkward. Like she's her mom," and he's like, doesn't Vince Vaughn say like, "Get your shit together" or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny because Vince Vaughn is like, instead of being like a little bit cautious with it. He's like upset with Owen Wilson for not taking advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's why I thought it was funny, because I felt the same way. I was like, you're being a punk right now, man.
Yeah, this whole movie was creepy, man. This whole family was creepy. Big ass house and everything, and they still.
The butler too, man. The butler was pretty funny. I forgot what he says to him when he sees Vince Vaughn in the bathroom with the girl, and they're having, like, I remember he catches him, and the butler says something funny.
Oh, that wasn't in the one I
Oh, that
watched.
wasn't in yours? That's in the unrated? Oh, there's more scenes with the butler, because then there's another scene with the butler where he, Bradley Cooper, Zach, his character walks in, and he's like, the butler's watching his soap operas, and he's like, I'm watching my shows, man. And he's like, do they pay you to watch your shows? And he's like, that's exactly what I get paid for. And then he's like, I need you to, he says, I need you to do something. And then the guy's like, I'll do it later. And then as Bradley Cooper's walking out, he shuts off the TV. Like, he's like rolling his eyes. He's like, this guy's a dick.
It's so weird because that guy is a known actor, like in a police drama she watches, but like he had a Jamaican accent the whole movie. I was like,
yeah, he did have a Jamaican accent.
I was surprised to see that he let him in to that engagement party, like before Owen Wilson gets beat up. Like,
you know what it was? They were the only ones that were nice to him, I think, and he hates the family, so that's why.
Yeah, it kind of ended like in a weird way too. They all drive off together. They're like, let's go to another wedding. Let's go crash another wedding. It's like,
that's what I was wondering when they're in the back of the car. I'm like, did they get married too in the church while they were there, or are they just dating?
Part 2, right? Nah. So like, we're ending towards the end. So what do you guys think? Score, final thoughts. Would you guys recommend it? Like 10 out of 10, A, B, 5 out of 5, whatever score you guys want.
You know what? I think I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
Wow.
Like, I
That's
think
pretty low, man.
it's good for one viewing, but I think after you see it once, it may not, I think I texted Steve when I was watching it yesterday, and I was like, this isn't that funny. Like, this is kind of dragging for me. Like, I was already checking the time about 30 minutes in, and I'm like, shit, an hour and a half yet of this movie? So I felt like it was a little slow at I don't know, maybe it's just being older or something. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Like, the movie just didn't feel the same when I first watched it.
Yeah, I guess
it has iconic scenes for me and like very quotable scenes, but there are parts of it where I'm like the romantic parts, I'm like,
this doesn't go well with the movie. It's like the comedy's not there anymore. It goes
yeah.
like,
and it's definitely not like one that you can watch over and over and over. Maybe like every one, like a decade, like every decade maybe you can to refresh certain scenes you can watch it. But yeah, you're right. That's what Steve said at the beginning. Like, it doesn't hold up that well. The funny scenes do, but the overall story maybe not.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's
You didn't even fucking talk about Chaz.
I know. That's what I was like. Oh man, hopefully no one brings him up. But yeah, Chaz. We didn't go over Chaz.
Bring up an iconic character, dude. Chaz Reinhold. Amazing, dude.
Is it though? Because after when you look back,
Steve muted you.
Muted.
it's like
I didn't mute him.
Oh, I was like, he did it on purpose because you're about to speak blasphemy. So
no, because I feel like when you look back at that movie, Will Ferrell is kind of the same in every movie. Then,
but you know what? I like Will Ferrell movies, but I've always felt that way about Will Ferrell. Sometimes he's a little too goofy.
And I felt like that because the funeral scene got kind of weird. What he kept doing, he kept yelling like Richard.
And then he keeps looking at the guys. He's like, like he's gonna bang the chicks. No,
but it reminded me so much of old school then when he's like, "You're my boy, Blue."
Yeah, you're my boy, Blue. Yeah, you're right. It is like over the top, but at the same time, like it's too iconic. The meatloaf scene, and when he's talking about, he's like, grief is nature's best aphrodisiac or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, can you imagine that guy? What an idiot. He's like, he's out hang gliding. He's like, hey, babe, take a picture of me. I'm hang gliding. Oh, I'm dead.
I love that too because he did it to Todd, and Todd was like, "Oh, like
yeah,
he was
Todd,
getting signs."
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I gotta say it again. My favorite scene is like when Owen Wilson visits him, and then like what Owen Wilson said was like, "Man, I saw Cheerios. I saw what do you say? I saw you watching cartoons, and I saw your grandma open the door. I was kind of weirded out. I wasn't expecting, I was expecting something else, but you're living the life,
Yeah.
And he goes like, yeah, man, like, I'm doing funerals now, I'm like, I'm over wedding. I do weddings, those are one-offs or whatever.
He's like, I just went to one yesterday. I hopped on my bike, rode down to the cemetery.
Local cemetery.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but the way he talks, like, because he's like, Owen Wilson asks him, he's like, "Oh, so is this your house?" And he's like, "Nah, I live with my mom." Like
all casual.
Yeah, like it's normal.
I like when he's talking about him at the wedding too, and he's like, I went with your buddy Chaz, who by the way is a complete weirdo, or what does he say?
I think
he's
it's a psycho.
Yeah, he's a psycho, but he could be a genius. He's doing funerals now. He's cleaning up.
The girl goes like, "What do you?" Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole crowd is like, "What?"
Yeah.
He's cleaning house.
Well, I think because Owen Wilson's like, maybe I should try that, and like he says it out loud, and then they're like, "No."
Yeah.
He catches himself. Yeah, I can't believe we almost missed him though. Yeah, Chaz. But Chaz, women at funerals are so horny. It's like fishing with dynamite.
Yeah. It's like fishing with dynamite.
Oh, that's great. I can watch Diora's our scene over and over again. Which one is that?
I feel like that's one of the actresses that I don't know. Let me look it up.
It must be the redhead that ties him up. That's probably what he likes.
Walton?
Yeah.
I thought Walton would like the brother.
Jesus. The redhead's Isla
Yeah.
Fisher.
Oh, is she? I thought it was the redhead.
She plays
it's this.
Gloria. Which one?
Is it this girl? The one on the picture right now?
Let me double check.
No, it's one of the girls. I think it's the girl that when I mentioned that he's like, I feel like I don't even know you, and she's like, and he's like Sarah, like, what do you know of me or something, and she's like, my name's Vivian, and she's like, are you full of shit?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's that girl. It looks like that girl. But yeah, she has her titties.
Oh
on
wow,
scene.
the redhead is married to Borat in real life. Very nice.
Very nice.
Man, this girl, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Some guys had no kidding. So Brenton, you said 6 out of 10. Eddie, how about you?
It's higher than that for me because it has too much iconic quoting things for me, but the story isn't great, so I'll give it like a 8. Give it like an 8. Yeah, Vince Vaughn is one of my all-time favorite comedian actors. So, like his sense of comedy in all of his movies, like I just love. So, he really. If Vince Vaughn wasn't in the movie, I probably wouldn't like it as much.
Do you like how snappy he is? Because like everything he runs, it looks like he's just like free flowing it, Like he's not even reading a script. He's just like him just acting. Yeah, sarcastic.
And he's got that personality and just the shit he says and the way he thinks. He's like, I fucking love it. And he's like, I like that like pumped up. He's that pump up friend you have, and yeah.
Yeah. What's that movie he's in with Will Ferrell? Old School?
Yeah, that's the one Brenton was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, like earmuffs, like fuck shit. Like
Yeah. He has a bunch of good ones. If you haven't seen them, you should watch
Well,
it. Like
Dodgeball.
Well, yeah,
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, amazing. And then what's that old one when he was younger that he did with
Swingers.
Yeah, Swingers is amazing. It's a great one.
I haven't seen that in forever.
The
I remember that being
Breakup
good
with
though.
Jennifer Aniston.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn is great.
So 8 out of 10 and 6 out of 10 for Brenton. I'm in the middle of you guys. 7 out of 10. Like it doesn't hold up, but like what gives it a higher score than I would have done initially is the iconic moments with Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, those certain scenes. But as a movie, like it's all over the place. It's being a comedy, then it's being a drama, then it's being a love story. I'm like, stick with the comedy,
Yeah.
You know what? I think it is. It's more fun to talk about this movie than it is to watch the movie.
Yeah, I can see that. Hey, we're
Like-
recounting all the funny parts.
I can agree with that. It's definitely more fun to quote the funny stuff than it is to sit down and watch it. Maybe because since then we've had so many like banger comedy movies. Like since that time, like there has been so many iconic comedies dropped since then. So maybe that's why it's just not as high as those ones. But yeah.
I think it's all about rewatchability for me. Like movies have to have that to get into the top tier for me. Like I think of other comedies that I think I laugh more and are definitely I can watch any time. One's coming up now that we're getting into Christmas. Once National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation hits, that is like one of my top comedies. Like I quote throughout the year.
I don't know what happened to Chevy Chase or he did something, but yeah, I love Chevy Chase.
Now, that's when Eddie was talking about like Vince Vaughn is like this comedic genius to him. That's how I feel about like Chevy Chase.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think I've seen any of those movies. I watched Christmas Vacation, obviously, because we watched it for Movie of the Week for CW. And I thought it was funny. And I think the more you watch it, the funnier it is. But I had never seen any of those vacation movies. Like, I think I've seen bits and pieces here and there. Like, when it was on TV, I turned it on. Because I remember the Vegas one a little bit.
Oh, God, they're so funny. Like European Vacation and then the first vacation. Like, and even Christmas Vacation. You know how they have that house lit up? And, like, the old demented aunt comes and she's like, "Don't throw me down, Clark." And then she's like, "Is your house on fire?"
I think Uncle Eddie is the one that I love in that one.
Oh, no, Eddie's great. That's like, he's the
Cousin
quotable
Eddie,
guy.
right? Is it Cousin Eddie or Uncle Eddie?
Yeah, it's Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
It's Catherine's sister's husband.
Yeah.
Because because his big surprise is he's putting in a pool.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I can't swim, Clark." And he's like, "I know."
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so towards the end of the movie, or towards the end of the show, I try to ask you guys what movie is next. I know we were supposed to do Dazed and Confused, but I couldn't find it for free, or I couldn't find it on one of the streaming sites. I'm sorry, Brenton.
No, that's okay.
I thought I had it on Blu-ray or something, but I didn't. But
I thought about a bunch of them, and I thought I'd throw you guys options because I don't really care what we do. But like, I was talking about funny movies today, and I was thinking like, Tropic Thunder, Rush Hour, Grandma's Boy. What was another one I was thinking of that was really good? Like Step Brothers. Did we do Step Brothers?
I don't think
No.
we did.
Those are the ones I was thinking of too. Cause like my friend was like, Chaz Reinhold might be one of the greatest characters like of all time, like in a comedy, like just the way his character is. And I was telling him, no, I think for me it's Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Like when he's like, I'm just a dude playing another dude disguised as another dude. Like,
Well,
I fucking love that character.
do you guys have Peacock?
I do
Uh,
now.
Yeah, I got it just recently too. Yeah.
What about like Animal House? Because I love that movie.
I've never seen Animal House.
Animal House is like what I thought college was gonna be like when I grew up.
I feel like I'll watch it, but I feel like those ones won't hold up for me. Just because they're too old.
Yeah, this one's kind of old, but like I'll show you guys real quick. It's all about this guy. Yeah, like exactly what Brendan says, like what college is supposed to be like. Like this is what I always imagine it being. Just everyone partying on the stairs or like trashing the crap out of the house.
Toga, toga.
There's also Tropic Thunder. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, another amazing character ever in a movie.
Unless you want to do another, is that Failure to Launch? Is that on a streaming service too?
Failure to launch.
As another option. I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys.
Is this a rom-com? Because I'm not a big fan of this actress. I'm sorry.
She's
not
not
on anything.
why you watch it though. You're right. I'm not a huge fan of her either. I should not say this on stream, probably live, because I don't want to be judged more than I am already. But I'm a big Sex and the City fan, and she's
Uh-oh.
like the main Sex and the City actress. But yeah, I don't love in this movie. You're watching it for McConaughey and his friends. It's really funny, but it's more romantic comedy than it is just straight up comedy.
Well, we could do Grandma's Boy. That's on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu. I'll get it though. Grandma's Boy. I
Walton's
think my
giving
brother
you-
has it.
Walton's giving you shit for rom-coms, dude. I'll stand with you though. That's a great rom-coms are great, man. People can hate all they want, man.
What do you say, Grandma's Boy? I haven't seen this in forever too.
That was why I thought of that one, because that I forget the name of the character, but the dude that's like thinks he's part robot.
Yeah.
That's a great character.
Is this on Hulu?
Oh,
you
Happy
said?
Gilmore. Mojo said Happy Gilmore. That's a good one. That's a great one. He's like,
I
I
haven't
eat
seen it.
pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
Well,
You eat
Billy
pieces of
Madison's
shit for
good too. I
breakfast?
love when like he plays
Oh,
dodgeball
dude,
with
I
the
love
little
Billy
kids.
Madison. And he's like, you blew it. And he's singing. Dude, Adam Sandler used to be gold, man. And then he got older and he lost it a little bit with the comedies.
You know what I like with him that was a little bit. He was a little bit older. That Just Go With It. That also has Jennifer Aniston.
That was
in
good.
It. And
Also,
Brooklyn
Funny
Decker.
People. Funny People's good. He plays like a sad older guy though in Funny People. He's like he like
Seth
used to be
Rogen's
funny. It's funny because in Funny People is what I think of him in his real life. Like he used to be funny, really funny, and now he's kind of more like he's not as funny anymore, and he's more sad all the time, and that's why I like this one so much. It feels like him in real life.
What
But this
about-
is where This Is 40 came from. I
Oh,
don't know if
yeah?
you guys seen that movie, but with that
I like that one. That
actress
movie's funny too.
and Paul Rudd, like this is where that couple started, and
Oh,
then they
okay.
made a solo movie from it.
Well, I was just thinking of shit. I lost it now. You start talking about This Is 40, and I was like, oh, just poof, gone.
An Adam Sandler movie you were thinking about?
No, I think it was another Steve Carell movie
Project
because I
on
was
Paramount
going
Plus.
through.
Oh, 40-Year-Old Virgin was another one that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, I love that movie, man. It's a
40-Year-Old
long
Virgin is
movie though,
iconic.
but it's a great movie.
One of my favorite scenes in there though would be like, it wouldn't be allowed anymore. in movies nowadays, like when
With
that
this
dude's
guy?
arguing with Kevin Hart
yeah.
in the electric.
Oh, I remember now. Did you ever do Anchorman?
Oh, Anchorman would be great.
I don't think we did yet.
Anchorman would be good.
Let's do Anchorman. Yeah.
And he's like, Baxter, you ate a whole wheel of cheese. I'm not even upset. I'm impressed.
Anchorman.
I'm good with Anchorman.
Brenton, you good?
Yeah. I'll check, see if it's streaming anywhere.
Oh, I'll check it right now.
This is a great one. Because Vince Vaughn's in this too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Channel 4 News. It's on Amazon, I guess.
What is his mom's name in this? Vince Vaughn, and he's like, "How dare you talk about her? She's a saint, a saint."
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. I think we have that too. Do you guys have that?
Yeah, I think I have it through Amazon Prime.
What's up, Cash? All right, I got it. Brenton got it. Eddie, you got it?
Where is it at?
Paramount Plus?
Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Awesome. All right. I get Walton, Mojo, Brandon, Cash, Walton, Vincent. Anybody that wants to join. I don't know when do you guys have time to do it, but we'll schedule that. We got to do Anchorman next.
Wednesdays are good if you guys want to just keep doing. Like, we don't always have to keep it Wednesday, but it seems
Every
like
Wednesday comes up.
Wednesdays
Yeah,
are good.
no, I think Wednesdays are a good day.
Wednesday. Okay. Wednesdays and then whatever day comes up.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Awesome. That was fun. That was like another fun one. But let me let everyone else go, and then I guess I'll catch you guys on next time. What time is it? 9 o'clock. See you guys.
See ya.